from what you've told me, it seems like you were diagnosed, your life's turned upside down, you hit a very dark point, you come through that, and then everything changes for you. With that dark period, what got you through it, do you think?
Finding purpose. So I'm a purpose-driven guy. I need a reason to be alive, and I'm not religious. I'm not any of that shit. So I need a reason. And my reason used to be, and it still is to a lot of my career, it was always the next thing for the army, always. And this is the reason I've served now 2.5 years past my diagnosis time. Some people think I'm fucking crazy, but I get a lot out of it. Even if I rock up every morning at 6 and go, this is fucked, it gives me something to say, oh, this is fucked about. And that is more important than sitting in bed going, this is good. And I lost purpose. Then my purpose became, in a big sense, raising money awareness for cancer and influencing change. And, I won't see any of these advancements. These all take tens of years to come through, really. And it's not for me, but this is one of the beauties, I guess, of it that's helped me a lot. It's a legacy thing. It's leaving something behind bigger than myself. Being part of things bigger than you is always better than just little shit. So being a tiny cog, being a private soldier in the army, being such a tiny cog at the bottom is such a special thing to be part of something bigger than yourself. And being a tiny cog in the eventual cure or better treatments for brain tumors is such a big thing that I'll take to the grave as something I'm fucking so proud of, because, one day in whatever time, a kid, and this primarily affects younger people and significantly younger than myself, at some point, someone will walk in with their mum and dad into a doctor's office, be told, you've got a whatever tumor, and, we've got this treatment. And, at some point, at some small, insignificant spark, I've had some influence on that. And it's sort of like, I hope one day someone thinks, fuck, that dickhead flipping tires on the beach raising money was even if it's 0.001%, but it's a little influence on something far greater than myself. And that purpose is such a hard thing to find most of the time. And mine sort of fell onto me, I guess. And yeah, that's been what got me through, because I was fucking lost. Because, when I got diagnosed initially, I couldn't really do any military work. And I didn't know what to do. I was sitting at home watching the fucking postie in the mail and the bin man come, and noticed that, I'm not that fucking important. And then that realization of, well, that's not what's important. These things bigger than me is not that important, but what can I influence? I can influence this. One of my old commanders when I was in Afghanistan, well, my commander at the time, he used to say to us before, like, everything, lads, control the controllables. And I sort of always just paid him off, like, fuck off, sir. He'll be right with me saying that. But it's something that I didn't really get until I got it, until I was like, holy fuck, yeah. You can only control what you can control, and the other shit you can't. You have to sort of forget about. You can't influence everything, but what you can influence, you should do the best of your ability to do the best job of that. And I can't cure cancer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not whatever. And I don't have enough time to become a researcher or a doctor. But what can I influence in that controlling the controllable? I can influence people's mindset on how they view cancer and how you can live with it and how you can live through it and live beyond it, and raising funding that is so fucking shit for brain tumors. And that's the controllable that I can have some influence on, and that's everything for me. Same with, and it goes the same with mental health for other men, particularly other men.
The perhaps the most amazing thing out of what you just said there was, I mean, for example, just to give some context, there was a young girl in my community. She would have been all of 3 or 2 years old. Charlie Carr, her name was, and she was diagnosed with a neuroblastoma, I believe is the correct terminology. And she passed away, I think, after maybe a year or 2 years. But through the efforts of people like yourself, friend of the show, Mark Hughes as well, he's done a lot of work with the brain cancer research. you know, there'll be kids born today that will benefit from that, or born in 20 years, you know, that will benefit from that. There are young people watching this video now who are maybe, you know, all are 16 or 17 who will have children in the next 10 to 15 years. And the hard work that you put in right now and tomorrow and the next day may save their child's life. And that is extremely commendable. And that is purpose. That is change. That is being the change you want to see in the world. And I mean, I know you're not doing it for congratulations, but good fucking on you, brother. That's marvelous.
No, it gives me to live beyond the years I'll have, if that makes sense. That
absolutely.
It's not an easy thing, man. You know, everyone gets down about it and whatever, but that doesn't really help anything. Yeah. No. At some point, you got to get back on that horse and get out there and do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing, man.